Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so glad to see so many here. There's over 150 people here today, and we're thrilled to have all of you here at the opening of the Independence Sports Fields Complex, a great place in Independence. And I was so thrilled this morning when I turned the corner up there and saw young people out here on the fields today. That's part of the whole reason we're here today, is to provide an opportunity for young people to participate, to get to know each other, to be physical. 20 years ago, our community created a plan to have over a mile of riverfront. This project, the amphitheater, the dog park, the trails, the whole 9 yards. And 20 years ago, on a map, there was this field. It used to be a field that said Future Fields. And that was it, just some soft. Well, today we're celebrating the opening of a great new community asset. And it came about because a lot of people worked really hard for a long, long time. People always wonder why we are able to accomplish so much here in Independence. I tell them because we have a great staff who've been here a long time, who know how to get things done. They know how to set priorities and make success happen. We also have a really wonderful council and groups of volunteers in the community who are finding ways to make things happen. No is not one of the words they know how to use. It's about finding ways to make things happen, and they've done it. We've got folks that have been on the same page for years, working slowly but surely to make this happen. This particular field and all the work that you see out here started in 2007 with a grant from the State Transportation Growth Management Department. The grant helped us draw up a plan to actually put figures and numbers and actually draw a map of what this could look like. Well, with that plan in hand, we went to people who've helped us before, the Oregon National Guard, and they helped us through their readiness training, innovative readiness training. The National Guard spent 3 summers here moving over 100,000 cubic yards of dirt. What that means is the field used to be about 5-6 feet high. They flattened it down, took the extra dirt. See all those apartments over there? They're on top of that dirt. And so 100,000 cubic yards is an awful lot. And I want to give a special shout out to the National Guard today. And representing the National Guard is Sergeant Clemens of the 262. And he is one of the people who actually worked on this project. And I want put your hand up so we can wave. Let's cheer for them. When I talk about what the National Guard did, they did weekend drills. They had annual training here. We even had, during the midst of the recession, there were folks that came back from Iraq and Afghanistan, and there weren't jobs. But they came here and they got training in heavy equipment. Everybody won. They got training. The military got folks that knew how to use heavy equipment, and we moved a lot of dirt. And it's just, what did that turn into? That's well over $3 million of work that was given to the city of Independence by the Oregon National Guard. We can say that we try to get things done. There are 3 ways to get things done: good, cheap, and fast. Well, in the middle of the recession when things started, we went with good and cheap, but it wasn't fast. It took years and years, but it took a whole community effort to finish these first 3 fields. And when I tell you that kind of effort, let me give you some examples. This used to, the river used to run through here in the old days, and sometimes it runs along the outside. So there have been rocks in that field, in these fields. The LDS Church, more than 100 people came out here and spent afternoons picking rocks, one by one, yards and yards and yards of rocks. And I just want to thank them. There are Carl Ivanoff and I&E Construction. They're the folks who built the apartments up there, but they also knew how to help build fields and put in roads for us, gravel roads, and turn it into to paved. Folks that our staff and others help put irrigation. These fields are going to be green all the time because there's irrigation, and then it comes out of our wells, and that's great stuff. Central Youth Sports, the YMCA, and Academy FC have all put tremendous efforts in bringing the goals and the nets and the striping, corner flags, and all the details to get the fields ready, because after we're done today, there's going to be real live soccer fields with real live soccer players. Let's give it up for the soccer players. A number of you folks here helped spread bark dust. Well, bark, I don't know if it's dust or chips or hunks, but there are an awful lot of you spent a lot of time and effort on weekends, got a lot of blisters and worked really hard, but we've got a great place for people to stand and stay out of the wet. Now, it's impossible for me to thank everybody, and inevitably I'm going to miss some folks, but let me just call out a few folks that have really made a difference, that we couldn't have made it. Our former city manager, Greg Ellis, you know, he had the guts and the vision to take some of our crazy ideas. It's an eagle. That's a bald eagle up there. How many people can actually say, and the bald eagle lives over there by the trees. Kind of is an all-American thing. I'm sorry, I get a little sappy today. People like Greg Ellis, who helped us get this project off the ground. So many in our city staff, Kai and the whole group, Sean Irvine, David Klein, all of our city staff people, Robin Pusetti, Karen, and everybody that worked for the city has taken this to make this all happen. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. You know, Joe Penna, and they're just, I can't name everybody, but there's so many wonderful people. You know, Aaron, you're getting waved back there, and you know, you were leading part of the crew, and everybody did a great job. Up until 15 minutes ago, they were working on it. Our city public works folks, you know, yes, they get paid, but there's a passion because they live here. This is home, and so it wasn't just a job. It was a project for our community. You know, we can talk about these fields and what they bring for recreation and young people, but I want to talk a little bit about another reason we did this, a little economic impact. You know, even a small tournament brings 6 teams in. That's like 80 people, plus another 1.5 people, you know, kids play, mom and dad, and the uncles, at least there's other people. And what do? They eat, they go downtown, they shop. So this is also an economic driver for our community. And another thing, many of you know I'm a retired Olympic athlete. I've been all over the world. I've represented the United States, both in a suit and tie and in my underwear in track and field. See, I knew I'd get a laugh on that one. And I know what sports can do. Sports bring people together, people of all ages, people from different cultures, people from different backgrounds, working towards a common goal and doing things. And it's just thrilling that we have a facility where people can do things like that. When I came down here this morning, as I turned the corner past the drive-in over there, I can't tell you how my heart went little pitter-patter seeing all these young people on the fields. It really is the reason we're doing it. 20 years ago, we had a vision. 20 years ago, we began working on the riverfront, the projects in our community, and I'm really thrilled that we are here today to celebrate yet another of the many strings of victories here in Independence and the victories that we're going to have to come. So let's cheer for each other first. I'm gonna ask my friend, the former mayor of Monmouth and our current state representative and U.S. Air Force veteran, Paul Evans, to come up here and say a couple of words, and then we'll have a little bit of an opening ceremony afterwards. We can cheer for Paul.
It has been almost 20 years. The message I have today really is three things I'd like to share with you today. But the first one, before I get to that, is to you guys. This field is actually built for you guys. So as you get older and play more games and have memories built here, I want you to look back and see all the adults that actually were a part of giving you some fields. That's what community is actually all about. It's about making investments, one generation to the next. So the message today really is, number one, this field is for you. And I know you're anxious to get to the game, so we'll try to keep it short. The second thing is, and I think everybody knows this, but I want to say it loud and clear, this would not have happened, much like almost every other project in Independence over the last 20 years would not have happened, had not John McArdle been your mayor. You need to give him a very big round of applause. As a state legislator, and actually as a senior policy advisor to Governor Kulingoski when this thing started, at least in the 07 to 010 period, I got to watch how your mayor brought people together, took them to fields that did not look like this, and said, imagine. That ability to turn a vision into reality is something we can't take for granted. It doesn't happen everywhere. And I am privileged and grateful for the opportunity to be a small part and certainly a witness to history as the Independence Renaissance continues. Last thing I'd like to say is this. The National Guard, when they were in the middle of this, some of the folks coming home, there was an issue with the government pay. I'm not sure you might all know this story, but the Department of Defense decided that they could get some things for free, and the pay to the soldiers was not coming as fast as it should, and there were folks that had small families and needed help. So I get this phone call from Mayor McArdle saying, well, this is what we did. I hope it's not too big of a problem. I said, okay, what'd you do? He said, well, we knew that they needed some help, so we gave them a little bit of what their paycheck would be. We know we'll get it back later, but we just wanted you to know that they're not being treated right. We hadn't heard because, again, the way active duty orders work sometimes. So I want you to know that not only did Independence partner and make something special here, but the way you get things done, the way you take care of everybody, the way it is, in fact, a community-centric, a community-focused effort. Many places can point to big things that they've done. Very few places around the world, very few places around Oregon certainly, can not only take pride in what they did, but how they did it. I just want to say thank you for having this be an example of not just what to do, but how to do it. And thank you for proving that community still matters. So thank you very much.
Okay, what we're going to do here is we're not going to cut any ribbon. We're going to kick some balls here. So first we need a picture of everybody. So if all the people in the back come up close because we need a picture. And Dave Martin, I've now appointed you the official Independence photographer. Okay, everybody get in the picture somehow. Paul, you're up here with us. Here we go. Okay, everybody wave now.
1, 2, got it.
And we're going to kick the ball in the goal to signify the opening of the event. And then the people who have balls, Karen, they get to keep these, right?
That's right.
You get to take your ball and play with it. It's a great day. So we're going to do a countdown, and then we're going to kick. Are the photo people all ready?
We're ready.
Okay, we're going to go 10,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, kick.
I now declare the Independence Sports Fields open. Okay, go play your games.
Follow the coach, let's see.
I didn't want to say